Dan Rubin from BCEagles.com. You working with new staff at BC. Just how's your adjustment gone to not necessarily even the players, but just the adapting to BC, working under a new staff, coming together with different coaches who have different backgrounds than different stops than where you maybe have been.
Well, coaching's coaching. That doesn't really change. Who you work with is really what is the biggest difference. And I wouldn't have come to BC if I wasn't going to be working alongside really good people. That was one of the prerequisites I was looking for, was a great staff full of good people that also happen to be good coaches. And so anytime, that criteria is met, everything else, is just formality. And so the institution it means a lot to me. I went to a private Jesuit high school, so I understand the mission, vision, and core values of the institution. And my job here is just to complement and execute those things. So we got a young staff full of juice, energy, and competence, and so it's exciting for me to be here.
As the staff was coming together, did you get that sense that it was going to be young, going to be on the same page, did that appeal to you as you sort of made your decision?
Yeah, certainly. Just speaking to Jeff throughout the entire process, he talked about a number of different things in regards to what he was looking for in his staff and how he was going to build it. Youth wasn't going to be the primary, criteria for him. It just happened to be there was a lot of young guys under 40 that he was considering. And after you started listening to him mention certain names, you started to put it together. We all have very similar characteristics. Excitement, juice, energy, competence, a lot of football experience, coordinating experience, ties to the Northeast, the National Football League. If you really do your research on the background of all the members of this staff, you can see there's a lot of similarity amongst all of us.
Not even NFL experience, but I think it's interesting that you have a lot of guys who at a young age either had, control jobs, opportunities to learn football at a high level, including yourself. But what do you think that experience does for you in terms of using it later on in your career, or even in this opportunity?
Yeah, well, it just makes you, certified, competent, and when you're recruiting both fans, players, coaches, etc., to want to be a part of this program, they can see that you meet all the criteria necessary to be affiliated with BC football, the ACC, and to recruit a certain type of athlete to an institution like this. Those are all things that people are going to be excited about, just because that's what people talk about, the National Football League. These guys have coached all over the country. They've coached some of the best prospects out there that are playing in the NFL. These guys know what they're talking about, and they're all under one roof, one umbrella.
From just an overall position standpoint, I know you've worked in the past with quarterbacks. You were a quarterback yourself. When you're working with receivers, what are some of the things that you look for of your receivers from a chemistry standpoint, from a positional standpoint when they're working in terms of the greater offenses? I know offense isn't necessarily just get open and catch the ball. There's all different stuff that goes into what gets them open, what creates the complete pass.
Yeah, specifically within the group there, we want to be fundamentally and technique sound, right? That's what we have to be first and foremost. We have great fundamentals. We have to have great technique. We got to be fast, physical, and disciplined. And obviously, we got to catch the football. And we don't want to be guys that just catch and fall down, because that's when the play ends. Whistle blows. We want to be guys that catch and run. The play starts once they catch the football. And those are the kind of guys that we're looking for, we're recruiting, and that we're developing here right now.
I see a lot of receivers now are involved in the running game as well, on sweeps and double reverse and stuff like that. Is that an important part of, and also downfield blocking? Are these the other fundamentals besides just simply running routes?
Yeah, certainly. Not just throwing the ball beyond the line of scrimmage. That's not the only way to advance the football down the field. There has to be a convergence of the illusion of a run with a sweep or some type of flow going opposite of where quarterback may initially have departed. And so the jet sweep game has become a really big part of football now because you got split flow. You got one group or one party going in one direction, one going in the other. And if you do the study, there's a lot of research that shows that there's big plays that come off of those type of plays that are designed with split flow. And so for certain, having the jet sweeper capabilities to give the illusion of that play in your offense definitely opens up plays downfield for the play actions off of that. In addition to on the perimeter, it's just it's a great play for guys with a specific skill set, great short area bursts, guys with great vision in short spaces, and then all the things that complement it come off of it produce big plays. So when you see people that use that play a lot, it's really not just for that; it's for all the other things that come off of it.
Yeah, kind of on that last question. When you look at the difference between like the level of speed in the NFL to the college game, does that lower average speed in college make those plays even more important? The fact that someone can really have breakaway speed and take that jet sweep 80 yards more likely.
Yeah, certainly, right. You're talking about the upper echelon, right? The elite genetically in the country, in the world, all right, playing. And then you're talking about a bunch of amateur athletes, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, you got guys that are playing big-time football that are a 1, that are 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. All that's thrown in one pot, right? So there's going to be opportunities where the guy who gets the jet sweep is on a guy genetically that may be a 2. Well, we know who's going to win that. The guy with speed and genetics, right? At the national football level, that's all scheme. Those guys are all genetically gifted. So it's about scheming your 10 on their 6 or their 8 or their 9. Where here we try to, or we're going to try to get our best, guys genetically matched up schematically and genetically versus guys that aren't in position to make those plays.
Just kind of Rich Gunnar obviously has a ton of relationships with receivers as well. How much have you been able to pick his brain about, I don't know, just the relationship he has and just getting to know the guys that you're going to be coaching?
Yeah, a great deal. He had the most experience in the program when we showed up here with the knowledge of the student athletes here, both character-wise and then talent-wise. And so he's been a great resource for all of us to get information on the members of our, of our program. And specifically with me, he's been phenomenal with, disseminating all the information I need to know about a young man. And, one of the things that I appreciated about Rich, when I took over that group is like, he said to me, don't form any of your opinions on these kids off of what I'm saying. Like, develop your relationship with these kids because it may be different in a good or bad way. But regardless, do your research on these kids. And I'm just going to give you what I know and what's my experience has been with these young men. And I appreciate that because, some people will just write them off and tell you, hey, these kids, this kid can't or cannot or can do X, Y, and Z. He said, I'm not going to do that for you. I want you to, do your own research on these guys, get a chance to learn who they are and what they're about, form your own opinion. And I got a lot of respect for him. And he's been phenomenal, just getting me acclimated, to what they've done here in years past.